Hi Aquarius, and welcome to my channel. My name is Echo Moon and I will be doing your July 1st through the 15th general reading. This is for Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is not going to resonate with everyone, so if it doesn't resonate with you, check out your Sun, check out your Moon or your Rising sign, or even your Venus sign, your Jupiter sign, if you know your chart. Whatever sign that you feel like checking out, feel free. Or cross watchers, welcome as well. I never address the cross watchers, but welcome cross watchers. So for Aquarius, when meditating on your sign, what I got for you guys, because now I'm starting to write down what I'm getting in my meditations instead of being like, oh. So anyway, what I get from you guys is that some of you guys are, it's like you're not getting answers to something and you're starting to get frustrated. It's just like it's like frustration, not coming to terms with certain truths. Perhaps some of you guys are at the point of leaving or walking away from either a job or a relationship because you're not getting any clarity when it comes to things. I also felt while I was meditating on your sign, like my ankle started bothering me, which is weird because I didn't have a misstep or anything like that. So some of you guys may have some issues with the lower part of your leg, your ankles, your knees, calves, toes, anything of that, like a ligament or a muscle spasm of some sort, a sprain. For some, not all. And that's what I got so far. So let's see what we're gonna find out here, what messages that are being channeled for you guys for the 1st through the 15th of July. Let's see. So we have your situation, we have your challenge, we have your focus, we have your advice, and we have your outcome, and I'm not surprised whatsoever. Yeah, I felt that, right? So, and of course I'm going to hold up the cards. So for your situation, you have simplifying your life. I cherish the simple pleasures in life. So this is cleaning up clutter, getting rid of things that you no longer need, making changes in your life, kind of like what's the word, consolidating. Like some of you guys are consolidating your accounts, consolidating your debts, making things less complicated. It's kind of like it's like you like things that are complex because you can analyze them and you can break them down. But I feel like right now you're just looking for simplicity. And, you're trying to, not justify, we're going to clarify this. But I feel like I kind of feel like you want some clarity. And in order to get it, you kind of have to get rid of some things, and this could be material things, this could be certain characteristics of yourself, this can be a relationship, leaving somebody, walking away from them, maybe the relationship became too complicated and it's just like, we'll see. We're going to clarify it with tarot cards. All right, so in your challenges, you have hearing messages from spirit. I am a clear channel for messages from spirit. So that's probably where the not getting answers is coming from. It's like you're praying for something. You're praying to get an answer on. It could be a court case. It could be a judgment. It could be, where your relationship is going. Is this even going to be a relationship? It's, praying to get that job, praying to get that offer letter, getting that salary that you've been wanting and waiting for. It could be multiple things, but it's kind of like you're waiting to get a sign. You're waiting to to, like, you know, get some type of message or hear something, and you're not getting it, and you're getting at the point, it's at the point where you're getting a little frustrated, either frustrated or anxiety. All right, where your focus is making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. So this is making a change, kind of like the simplifying your life. You know, you want something that has more depth. You want something that has more meaning to it. You know, you want something that isn't gonna be so hard, I guess you can say. And that's actually a quote that somebody said to me, and they're not an Aquarius whatsoever, but in reference to the relationship, they were like, it shouldn't be so hard. It shouldn't be so hard as far as the communication, etc. So I feel like you're trying to make a difference in your life, and like it's like you're just waiting, and not really waiting, but it's just like you're putting in the work. You're putting in the work to make the changes. And I feel like that's what's keeping you preoccupied while you're waiting for whatever that answer is. Communicating freely is your advice. It's in your advice position. I communicate from the depths of my being, which I feel like you have no problem with doing anyway, Aquarius. You guys are air, so you guys are about mental energy, communication as well. You know, and your advice is to probably open up a little bit more. Maybe, you know, if you are frustrated because you're not getting the answers you want, perhaps, you know, ask or look at things in a different way. Look at things in a different way. Hold on, I gotta pause this. I got a phone call. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I apologize. So, back to where I was, or I believe I was, which was on the communicating freely card. So what I was saying is that this card is in your advice position. You being Aquarius, you know, you have no qualms about expressing, you know, how you feel about something, expressing, you know, or getting to the heart of the matter, you know, being really kind of like cutthroat about, you know, your communications, especially when it comes to, you know, having enough. You know, I feel like if you are at that frustrating point, you know, maybe it could be a situation where you could, you know, you want to, I'm just trying to backtrack on what I just said before I shut the video off. I apologize, but anyway, when it comes to the advice, it's kind of like, you know, maybe if you are trying to manifest something, or trying to get an answer to something, or trying to get a solution or clarification on something, you know, maybe speak to spirit, and, you know, maybe you're not expressing yourself in the way that you usually do, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like open yourself a little bit more to that communication. I communicate from the depths of my being. So it's kind of like you're not opening up, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like you're not, it's we're gonna flesh it out, because I'm kind of wondering if you're blocking something, if this has to do with you, or if this is external, like if it's internal or external. We'll figure that out. For your outcome, you have accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. So I feel like for the outcome, it's kind of like you get to the point where it's just like, you know what, it is what it is. You know, everything will come in its due time. I know this. So, you know, maybe for now I need to step back and maybe evaluate, analyze, you know what you do, you know what I mean? But it's just coming to reality and coming to terms that, you know, internally, you know you're going to get your answer. It's just not coming in the time frame that you really want it to. So we are going to pull out some clarifiers with tarot. I already shuffled the deck, but I want to give it a couple more good shuffles. Again, this is for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, and Rising from July 1st through the 15th, 2018. Let's see what clarifiers we have for you. Let's see. So, actually, let's spread this out a little bit. I hope you can see it. I'll hold the cards up anyway. So, for simplifying your life, this is your current situation. So again, you know, consolidating certain things, clearing up clutter, clearing up confusion. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which a lot of people have been getting that, and the Hierophant. Same thing here. Okay, I'll go over the cards after I am done setting them out. So for your challenges, hearing message from Spirit. Again, it's all about communication, I feel, for you for the first half of July. So you're not getting an answer to something. We have 5 of Swords. We have 8 of Pentacles. Okay? For your focus position, we have making a difference. Clarifying that, we have Judgment. Beautiful. I just need to shift things up a little bit. Can you still see that? I believe you can. We have Judgment, and we have 3 of Wands, which has also been a card I've been seeing frequently with these readings. Again, people are waiting for something, but they know it's coming. Okay. For communicating freely, we have Ace of Wands and the World. Who just had this in the same position? Scorpio. And for accepting what is, this is your outcome. We have Nine of Wands and Justice. Okay, so let's go over it. Yes. Yes. So, for simplifying your life, which is the current situation, we have, maybe I should back this up a little bit. There we go. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, you're starting to feel, it's kind of like you're simplifying things so that way you can start something new and kind of give you that like groundedness. It could be simplifying your life as far as starting a new job, simplifying your relationships, like I said in the beginning, but it's something where, you know, it's something that you believe in. It's kind of like, all right, to get the answers that I need to clear some things up so that way I can have a new beginning on things that seem a little bit more practical to me, things that seem, you know, a little bit more things that are going to bring me abundance, things that I can work on. And this is what you believe in. This is having faith in the process. This is getting in touch with your spirituality, you know. And I feel like you, and I don't know if I said this before, and I'm not going to do the whole shut the video off thing because I feel like it throws me off. But anyway, I feel like when it comes to the situation, it's kind of like this is something, like I said in the challenge position, but I feel like this is something that you've been asking for. It's like you've been asking the universe for an answer, for something that, you know, it's gonna give you that clarity, but give you that new beginning. For your challenge position, we have hearing from Spirit, hearing messages from Spirit. We have the 5 of Swords, and we also have the 8 of Pentacles. So I feel like your challenge is possibly that you're not, you're, how do I say this? It's kind of like, give me a second. It's kind of like being conflicted with yourself. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you want something so bad that you're not paying attention to the details. You're not paying attention to the synchronicities. You know what I mean? And it's something that you need to work on. Maybe you are, your focus is elsewhere. Maybe you want something, again, you want something so bad that you're not paying attention to the little things that are coming through. And messages from spirit, more likely, you probably are getting them. You're probably getting the messages that you need. Maybe not in a tangible way, like an email or a letter or what have you. If you're looking for news in that form. But if you're trying to get answers to something, internal, something, that you're praying for, then it could be that it's something that you feel mentally conflicted about, and you need to get over that challenge. And your challenge is also perhaps maybe focusing too much on the results, focusing too much on what you're actually focusing too much on what you're going to hear, focusing too much on the message to the point where you're actually not really receiving the message and you're getting frustrated. Five of Swords. For your focus, you have make a difference. So like I said before, this is like, trying to find depth, trying to get that clarity, taking action to kind of like receive that information, like to receive that, to kind of like be, I feel like you're out of alignment, so to speak. And I feel like you're just trying to get back to that place. And I feel like it's a little bit jarring to you, because what's clarifying, you're making a difference, because again, this is what you're focusing on, is making changes in your life. You have the Judgment card. So this is the rebirth. This is, you're focusing on it, and this is what's going to happen. You're determined. You know what's coming. Because again, I feel like you're focused, so it's like you have that laser focus. It's like you're zoomed in on what it is that you're trying to receive. And again, I feel like it boils down to a message that you're waiting on. You're waiting on a message. You're waiting on an answer. Not a message, but you're waiting on an answer. I feel like this is more geared towards work and your career. That's what I feel like this. I mean, it's general, so of course we can apply it to love, right? But I feel like it's like you're trying to get back in touch with your spiritual side because you feel out of alignment. And you're trying to get to the point where it's just like you feel more like in your power, like you feel more, secure. You know what I mean? It's like being secure in what you believe in, having faith, being secure in your beliefs. And that's also a way that you can simplify your life, is get back in touch with your spirituality. let go of the mental conflicts, because you're focused way too hard on like perfecting something, and you're focused on it to the point where you're not, like I said, paying attention to the actual messages that Spirit is actually giving you. And you're getting frustrated. Some of you guys are getting frustrated, but again, this is not going to apply to everybody, because it's so general to the point where it's just like, you know, if it comes down to a relationship, let's finish it. But I feel like if it's a relationship, I just feel like, you know, you want to get the answers that you've been waiting for. Like, you know, is this a relationship? Is this really what you want? You need the clarification for yourself, and you're trying to make that difference so that way you can change internally, because you know that that's what's needed. You know, you need to make internal changes with yourself. And that's why you have the Phoenix rising, the rebirth. That's where the Judgment comes in. You have the Three of Wands that's waiting for something to come in. It's just like, you know, I'm putting in all the effort, but where is the results? For communicating freely, as far as your advice position, we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like your reading is going really long here, but which is fine. It is what it is, right? You have the Ace of Wands, and we have the World. So your advice is, in order to get that passionate new beginning, in order to get that, you know, clarity, to kind of like see the light in things, you have to make changes. You have to close out things that you no longer need, like with the simplifying your life. You know, this is also meaning that Spirit is protecting you. You know, you are protected by the universe. I mean, she has a wreath around her. And this is also, you know, once you communicate what it is, once you get that communication, once you get that answer, it's gonna be a new beginning to something that's passionate and something that makes you feel accomplished. Like you feel like you're gonna feel like fulfilled, like accomplished, like you completed what you set out to do, getting that answer, accepting what is, like looking within. That's what I feel. I feel like this is more like career spiritually oriented, not career spiritually oriented, but like spiritually oriented, because you have accepting what is, and this is in your outcome position. And what's clarifying that is the Nine of Wands. You know, accepting that not everything has to be so hard. Didn't I say that at the beginning? Not everything has to be so difficult. You know, like you are still strong. You can still, you know, get the answers you're looking for. You can still get that clarification, but at the same time, like, you know, you can let your guard down a little bit. You know, you can accept that. You don't have to feel so guarded, because you're going to get that answer, because justice is going to be in your side. Did I say something about a judgment? I did say something about a judgment earlier. Some of you guys are dealing with a court situation, and you're just basically at the point where it's just like, you know what, I'm going to leave it up to God. I'm going to leave it up to Spirit, whatever your deity is. I'm going to leave it up to the universe, and I'm just going to make sure that I protect myself. I'm protected, and I feel like justice will work out in my favor. I'm going to get that answer. I'm going to get that judgment. This could, again, relating to court. Some of you guys could be dealing with a court situation. Child support. Either going for child support or having to pay for child support, being taken to court for child support. defaulting on a loan or defaulting on debt, and that's why you're trying to consolidate things, have a new beginning, start anew, kind of work on your finances, seeking counsel, seeking advice, going to a financial advisor, so that way you can get the clarity that you need. Because it's like, I feel like, yeah, that could be it too. Interesting. Interesting. So let's wrap it up with one oracle card per situation, per scenario, per position, I'm sorry. I'm so busy looking at the damn cards here. Open yourself up to receive. Magic stream. So what magic stream is basically kind of like it's like being a part of the collective, like being a part of a larger purpose, and that's going to create like healing, knowing that there's more to the situation than what meets the eye. There's something bigger here, and that's what I'm saying, like you're not paying attention to something. It's like you're trying to get, it's like that message is trying to come through. It's like intuitively that the situation's bigger than you. For your challenges, we have talisman, staying on the right path, staying on course, getting distracted, not really focusing. But I feel like you are focusing, and I feel like you're focusing a little bit too much. Bone collector. Our past does not define us. So this could be something that you've done in your past and is coming back around. I was going to say it's coming back to haunt you, but I don't want to use that term. Whatever you did in your past is coming back. Our past does not define us, though, and that's what this card represents. The bones in your closet, the skeletons that are in your closet. Could be something you did in the past, like I said, and it's coming back. And it's causing you to make a change within yourself because you're focused on looking at things from a different perspective, so that way you can be satisfied with the results. It's kind of like, in a way, flying is like, your wishes are granted. It's like spiritually uplifting. You know what I mean? And so you're looking at things from a different view, from a happier point of view, making a difference, being reborn, phoenix rising, being determined, knowing what's coming to you, heading in that direction. Cleaning house. Same thing as simplifying. Getting rid of that clutter. Getting rid of things that you no longer need anymore is in your advice. Free things up so you can have new beginnings. Spark. This is in your outcome position. Creativity, getting an idea, getting spark is also kind of like getting that that spark of life. You know what I mean? Like that new vitality kind of feel. Let's get one more for that. Ghostlands. And that ties it up. That is tying it up. That is a wrap, you guys. Excuse me. Ghostlands, this is about, I like this card. Out of every card out of the deck, for some reason, I like this card. Because what this card is saying, be in the present. You don't live in the past. Like the Bone Collector, the past doesn't define us. We don't live in the future. You know, we can think about the future, but it doesn't define us. Like, you're not living in the future, you're living in the now. It's kind of like, be present. Get out of your mind. And I know I say this all the time, but it's kind of like, you know, don't focus too hard on things. Just be present in where you are. And the answers that you're looking for, they're going to come to you. But you can't focus on what you did in the past, and you can't focus on what is going to happen in the future. You can't predict the future, and that can be frustrating too. Nobody can predict the future. I mean, yeah, we have, you know, this reading here, but this is, you know, just giving you an outlook on things. This isn't really saying that these are things that are definitely going to happen, because you have your own free will. But don't stay stuck in the past or the future. Be in the present. Be in the now and accept that. Accept that. Balance that out. I hope this resonates. I know it kind of a little all over the place. I apologize, because I did have to stop the video and answer a phone call, which again, I don't think I will be doing that anymore, because I don't like trying to pick up where I left off, and I'm not going to go back and rewind the tape, or not the tape, wow, that's old school. I'm not going to rewind the video to try to see what I said last. I'm just going to pick up where I feel I left off. So maybe maybe that was a little jarring for me. Anyway, Aquarius, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you on the next video. The next video is the love reading. But I do wish you luck. I wish you many blessings. I hope everything does work out. I hope you get that clarity that you are looking for. And I will see you next time. Bye.